In this DeBacco University video, we're going to be looking at testing cannabis plant material for the all-important terpenes. A lot of growers are looking at producing unique terpene profiles because a lot of consumers are looking for very specific or unique terpene profiles. So we're going to go and study a little bit more about the testing in this DeBacco University video. All right, let's get into testing cannabis plant material for terpenes. Well, first off, looking at the terpenes in general, they're not unique to cannabis and are often responsible for the odor of the plant. You can see a sweet smelling, a sour smelling, an earthy or spicy. You can see some of the terpenes listed here on this kind of displayed wheel. Different cannabis varieties produce unique terpene profiles, which in combination with the unique ratios of cannabinoids may determine some of the preferred medical benefits by certain end users. So here we can see kind of this kind of summary here and kind of look through and pause the video and look at that in a little bit more detail, which is to show some of the classifications of these terpenes, kind of where they fall on this kind of general kind of classification and what kind of effects they may result in, where their flash point and boil points are, just to give you some more information and hopefully an organized format. Now, the importance of terpenes just in general is that since terpenes are not cannabinoids, some feel they are not important constituents of the cannabis plant or product. However, there is increasing evidence that other chemicals in the plant work synergistically with the cannabinoids that produce the therapeutic response. So even though the cannabinoids, THC, CBD get a lot of the attention, these terpenes and some of them, their profiles, may have this synergistic effect. So they might be of greater importance despite their varied and sometimes lower concentrations. There is some evidence that shows these effects can include lowering in inflammation and regulation of blood glucose to protection of neurons as well as gastric cells. So we're still studying and learning more about these, but it seems like early indications that their importance is only going to be of increase. So it's important to get a good analysis and a test of that included within the plant material. So how do we analyze those terpenes? Well, chemical analysis has generally been done by capillary GC, MS, which is gas chromatography, mass spec, for this complex mixture of over 200 different terpene compounds. However, there's recent reports that employing a liquid chromatography mass spec technique with atmospheric pressure chemical ionization, APCI, may not have been the optimum chromatography separation efficiencies compared to capillary GC columns. But when combined with the mixture analysis capabilities of tandem mass spec, this may produce the results needed while also being admirable to some of the other important cannabis compounds in the same sample. So there's some evolution in and improvement, hopefully, in the analysis of terpenes because of their determined importance, being able to make sure that the analytical report is presenting those terpenes in the most accurate way possible. So what's the suggestion for analytical techniques when it comes to terpenes? Well, this quantitative determination of terpenes and substituent terpenes is often desired and perhaps best done by either GCMS or LCMS-MS instead of some of the earlier reported techniques. And why is this important to understand? Well, if you're a grower, you want to make sure that your plant material is getting tested properly. If you're a consumer looking at the end report, you want to know what techniques were used to make sure it's the most efficient and most accurate techniques to ensure you can trust the results provided. So when we look at, lastly, these terpene profiles, often consumers will seek out specific terpenes or profiles that may have improved relief for their particular condition. Growers also like to showcase their terpene profiles and provide a selling point for the product, so you can see both consumers as well as growers have a vested interest in analyzing, studying, and making public the terpene profile. It all comes together with a quality test with accurate results so that consumers can make an informed decision and growers can know what their plant is actually producing.